Hey, this is Roland Jean Charles from PMI JCM Realty Group, where we manage properties from an asset management perspective. So today, what I want to talk to you about, this topic is very important, right? When it comes to property management, owning your own business, managing your real estate assets, having a work-life balance isn't always easy, and I would say it's very, very difficult. To me, and I got this from Dr. Meisner from BNI. It's about having a work-life harmony. You want to harmonize your life because you're never really going to have a balance, right? There's never going to be an equal distribution of your activities, whether it's home, whether it's work or something else. So you rather harmonize, and have that harmony in your work life as opposed to balance, because balancing is becomes very difficult to do over time. So what I really want to do today with you, right? If you're overwhelmed, I want to give you 4 tips to find your work-life harmony as a property owner. And growing your business, having your portfolio, you still need to have a life, right? You still need to have a social life. I know with me as a property manager, it's very hard for me to see my kids because I'm always in front of my computer dealing with a tenant issue, dealing with an owner issue. And so it's very hard for me to do that. With all the systems that I have that I put in place that streamlines a lot of what I do, is very difficult for me. So I know for a property owner, it's not easy. And I know you balance it out for the most part because you don't want to pay, 10% to a property manager. You want to keep as much of the income as possible. But there are different ways you can recoup those costs that you pay to a property manager. But that's far beyond the scope of this conversation. In this conversation, what I really want to do is I just want to talk to you about 4 tips that's going to help you better manage and harmonize your work life when it comes to your rental property. And so the first thing that I want you to do, or I want you to think about, is set yourself up for productivity success. And the way you do that, and people do this in different ways, but the one way that you can do that is carve out some time just to do property management, tenant work, owner work, and have a place either in your home and your office where you sit down and you just do that, right? So you turn off, you silence your phone, you mute your emails, you take some time where all you do is work in your business and, produce work product related to your tenants and your owners, right? If you do that, you carve out the time and you take little chunks every day, you'll find that you're a lot more productive and you're taking a lot less time to get the work done because you have a dedicated time to do it and you have a dedicated place to do it. And you inform your teammates, your children, you put it in a calendar so people know during that particular time, they don't bother you because you're working on producing for your owners and your tenants. That's the first tip. The second tip is manage your availability, right? You have to set some boundaries and standards so that tenants know that they can't call you 24/7, 365. If it's not an emergency, if the pipe didn't burst, and even if that happens, you should have an emergency line that they can call and they can get, someone out there quickly to resolve that issue. You shouldn't have to deal with that yourself. As a property owner, if you're managing the property yourself, you should have controls in place, systems in place that handle those types of things so that you can manage your availability. They know that they can come to you 9 to 5, but outside those operating hours, they can still get service and support. However, it may not be coming from you because you set that standard and that understanding that you're not going to be available during those times. Next, you want to set it. You want to set tenant boundaries. Again, this ties into managing your availability with your schedule and to make sure you harmonize. But you have to make sure that the tenants understand, as well as the owners, that you have boundaries. They can't call you for any and all things. You need to avoid becoming too friendly with your tenants. And I know some people feel like, okay, the better I know them, the better they know me. The less that they're going to do something that is, out of pocket, or, do something that's going to damage the property. But that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes when people get too comfortable with you, that's when they start taking advantage. You ever heard the old saying, give someone an inch to take a mile. That's one of the things you have to be really careful with when it comes to tenants, and also when it comes to owners. So make sure you set proper boundaries and make sure that they understand those boundaries. Make sure you have a professional relationship where you can get things done with them without them feeling that they can take advantage of you because you're too close to them for any reason. The last tip that I want to give you is, look for ways to be more efficient, right? Some property owners still use spreadsheets. I mean, I know spreadsheets when they first came out, they changed the industry, a lot of different industries, but the more, over time, you realize how inefficient they are. They're better than what came before them. But right now you have all types of software and systems that help you do things a lot better, a lot easier, and it helps reduce the level of effort that you need to get things done. The problem is sometimes these softwares are very expensive and you really can't afford them, but they do have software out there. Some of them are open source and are free. If you have any questions about, how to make your property more efficient, or managing your portfolio more efficient, reach out to me. I'll definitely be able to help you identify the resources to reduce the amount of time that it takes you. So we'll improve your work-life harmony. Don't spend another day feeling overwhelmed. Find your work-life balance or harmony by leveraging some of these strategies, and let us help you with your rental property task. We intend to help you stay ahead of the rental market investment curve. So in the time in so in time with the latest trends in the Tampa market, and in particular, if you think this topic was helpful to you, sign up for our free webinar. You'll discover new strategies on how to streamline your rental property portfolio for maximum growth. It's a conversation that you don't want to miss. And to be very honest with you, in addition to talking about this, we're going to talk about how to guarantee the rent even if the tenant doesn't pay, how to make sure that even if the tenant doesn't have security deposit, you can still get any issues or damages paid for, how to get rent even during the pandemic and during COVID, how to get bad tenants out of your property that's using the pandemic as an excuse. I mean, it's very, very, very comprehensive, and it's something that's going to help your rental properties a great deal. So definitely sign up for it. And the link to the webinar is on this article as well. You can also find relevant topic discussions by joining our Facebook group. And so you can converse with our rental property owners to get more ROI success. You'll be able to exchange fresh ideas and address common challenges with other property investment professionals. And if you have specific questions that deserve a more in-depth tailored response, schedule a meeting on my calendar and let's connect. You can reach me directly at 813-333-9617. You can also reach me by emailing me at rcharles@pmijcmrealty.com. Thank you and have a great day.